these things. But if God be for us, he is greater than the world against us. I remember as a little nappy, well, I wasn't never nappy. Y'all know I had good hair. But I remember when I was a little boy growing up here at Tree of Life Church. I remember Tony would always get after me for whatever I was doing wrong at the time. I was young and bitter like that. I remember one particular time he spoke to me about, what shoes I had to fill. I'll never forget this conversation, one conversation we had. He said, you have to do your level best not to be an embarrassment to your father. Your father is a good man. Good heart.
Yes.
And you shouldn't do things that would cause him any dismay. And I remember he said, believe me, this is what I took from him. He said, believe me, I know. He said, believe me, I know. And just those little words, just those few little words went a long way with me, because he was saying, even though you are a lot younger than I am, I know what it's like to have big shoes to try to fill. Thank God for Tony, because he lived life his way. Amen. But he knew who God was. He knew who God was. He knew where his strength came from. And so I can't really, there's not really much I need to say about Tony. I want to tell you this to the family, though, and then I'm going to sit down. I'll remind you a little story. I remember how I heard this story about this little boy that would go to the corner store with his father every day. He'd go to the corner store. His father would pick him up from school, and they'd stop at the corner store. And when they would stop at the corner store, the old man that owned the corner store would tell him, he said, listen, have you been good? He said, yeah, I've been good. He said, well, stick your hand in this jar and get some candy. The boy would never do it. The old man would end up having to put his hands in the jar and give him the candy. And he'd leave out the store. He'd come back the next day. He'd say, stick your hand. You've been good. Stick your hands in there and get some candy. The boy still wouldn't do it. He would have the old man stick his hands in and get the candy. And the third time, the boy said, old man said, listen, stick your hand in there and get some candy. And he wouldn't do it. And the father stopped the old man from putting his hand in the jar. He said, why don't you ever put your hand in the jar and get your own candy? And the little boy looked up at his daddy and said, Daddy, what you don't understand is that his hands are so much bigger than my hands. And he can grasp more than I can grasp. All I'm trying to tell you, this is all I want to tell you, that no matter what you go through, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter how much you might not be able to understand it, always remember that God's hands are bigger than your hands. And he knows exactly what's going on, even though you might not know it. So continue to work on, pray on, and don't get weary. And remember that we shall reap a harvest of blessings if we faint not. God bless you.